I'm ready. Believe that. So YNW MELLY, facing life, allegedly. YNW Bortlen takes a plea deal, allegedly. Now, what does this mean for YNW MELLY? Now, this is a case that has been going on for years. YNW has been in prison, jail, I believe since 2017. It's been mistrials. It's been everything going on with this YNW W case. Now, people calling him evil, in which he is very evil if he committed this act against people who were supposed to be his homeboys, his friends, etc., huh? The wicked act of blowing their brains out up close range in a car, you know what I mean? Putting their brains on the window. But the big question has been, did he do it? Is he innocent? Is he guilty? There's been some false statements, right? Witnesses who are not valid. Witnesses, sources who have not been reliable. It's been certain point in times. People thought YNW wouldn't get charged. Yeah. But like always in the streets, and we know the streets dead, it's no loyalty in the streets. It's no respect, morals, principles, etc., huh? You hear? It's always somebody who tell it, you know, take a plea deal, etc. And in this case, this situation, YNW Bortlen pretty much doing what sets him free. Well, not sets him free, but gets him lesser years on his sentence, homie. You hear? I mean, are you shocked? That's the thing to do. You know, snitches, telling, taking plea deals, turning on your mans. That's what it is. I'm going to get into the video and the articles later, but I'm not surprised, shocked at all. YNW Bortlen accepted a plea deal, and it may affect YNW MELLY in a negative way, homie. You hear me? Period, dog. Point blank, period, homie. Bottom line. It just shows you how the streets get. We've all seen First 48, huh? When the pressure's on, pressure's applied, they start talking them numbers. They start talking them sentences. Niggas get to thinking, huh? About the pussy they will miss, huh? Free time, food, etc. Whatever they talking about, dog. Most people, no matter the color, no matter whether they're in the streets or they're regular civilians, huh? They do a crime, they can't do the time. I repeat. They do a crime they cannot do the damn time, homie. You hear me? That's just what it is for the majority. It's very few that can go in there and sit there, boom, and be accepting of their sentence. Not be bitch made, not cry, apologize to the judge, apologize to whoever they affected. That's real street shit. And we talking about streets and what's respected in the streets, huh? It's about, hey, you do the crime, you do the time. You knew the ramifications, the repercussions that could potentially happen if you go out there and act and partake in street criminal activities. But it's always niggas who bitch up, huh? Get scared, coward, bow down, you know what I mean? Beg for a plea deal, snitch, beg for forgiveness. But when they was in the streets, they was hell raisers, terrorizing the community, huh? Killing, robbing the innocent, killing, robbing other street niggas, huh? Other gang members. One thinking once, one thinking twice about it. But when it hit the fan, oh man, here we go. Niggas crying, niggas tell it. But that's what it is, especially now, homie. You know what I mean? And this ain't nothing new. Niggas been snitching, niggas been telling, from mob bosses to street gang leaders, drug dealers, the list goes on. But at the end of the day, hey man, your best bet if you gonna be in the streets, hear me clearly. Do your dirt by your lonely, do your dirt and the crime by yourself. At least you know at the end of the day, huh? You ain't gonna tell on yourself. You ain't gonna kill yourself, huh? You ain't gonna rat on yourself, dog. You hear me? You ain't gonna get yourself caught. You know what I mean? And if you do, That's you on the stand. You ain't got to worry about nobody else pointing a finger, pointing a blame, putting it all on you, switching up on you. Heavy, dog. Stab me in the back. Heavy, huh? So move solo, dolo. Period. Cause niggas gonna do the street shit regardless, homie. I don't care how many messages, how many right and wrongs, how many black leaders we get, how many people say stop it, stop the violence, don't do this, don't do that, huh? They gonna do what they wanna do, dog. Period. Bottom line. Shit ain't gonna change. Shit is not gonna change, huh? Especially the younger generations. That's all they know. They wild as ever. Hell raisers as ever, dog. Period. Ruthless as ever, huh? Bottom line. But if you go and mingle in street activity, you might as well do it yourself, homie. Do it yourself, huh? Straight up. But let's get into this article and break down this whole YNW MELLY, YNW Bortlen case. You hear me? Give me a second, man. Give me a second, dog, for real. It get wicked. It could definitely get wicked. But people been saying YN Bortlen was going to talk anyway. I mean, rumor has it he's been talking, dog. YNW Bortlen accepts plea deal, everything we know. YNW Bortlen recently agreed to a shocking plea deal that shortened his prison sentence by decades. What does it mean for him and YNW MELLY? Cortland Henry, better known as YNW Bortlen, recently agreed to a plea deal that will dramatically alter his fate. Bortlen took the plea deal, which comes as part of the ongoing years-long double murder case against a longtime associate and friend, YNW MELLY. On September 9th, it was a rather shocking update as the charges against him were so significant. His trial was set to begin on September 10th if he didn't accept the life-changing and potentially life-saving offer presented to him just 5 days before. The terms come with several dropped charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder that would have landed him in prison for the rest of his life if convicted. And of course, the deal may also have some potential ramifications for MELLY's pending retrial, which recently got delayed by another 16 months till January 27th after being set to start on the same day as Bortlen's trial. So, what are the details behind this unexpected outcome, and how will this affect the future of the 2 co-defendants as they continue to navigate Florida's legal system? Now, YN Bortlen, he might get whacked in jail, homie. Heavy, you hear me, homie? Yeah, he might get wrecked in jail, bruh. Period, for real. In 2019, YNW Bortlen and YNW MELLY both got arrested. The Miramar Police Department cited a potential connection to the 2018 shooting deaths of fellow YNW crew members Juve, real name Christopher Thomas Jr., and Sack Chaser, real name Anthony Williams. Authorities charged Bortlen with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of accessory. MELLY was also charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. In 2023, Bortlen got hit with the witness tampering charge, as well as being accused of directing the activities of a criminal gang. On top of allegedly killing Juve and Sack Chaser, Bortlen and MELLY also had to fill allegations of staging it in a way that will lead most to write it off as a drive-by. So they went into deep detail to really hide the evidence. MELLY's initial trial began in June 2023. Prosecutors argued that forensic and video evidence both supported the conclusion that he killed his former friends. MELLY's defense team maintained that what happened that night was a drive-by without his involvement. After a process that lasted nearly 6 weeks and came with 3 days of deliberation, the jury could not come to a unanimous decision. As a result, the judge declared a mistrial. Bortlen's trial was set to finally begin on September 10, 2025, over 2 years after MELLY's first one took place. However, he made a much safer decision. What did Bortlen agree to? Let's see what's up. Entered a no contest plea to accessory after the fact and witness tampering. According to Judge Martin S. Feen, Bortlen accepted a 10-year sentence to run concurrently with 6 years of probation. When asked how he is feeling by Judge S. Martin, huh? Oh, come on, man. Come on now. Got time for all that, bro. Under the terms of the plea deal, prosecutors threw out the first-degree murder charges. That, of course, meant that the threat of a mandatory life sentence was no more. Additionally, Bortlen pleaded no contest to much less severe charges. Those included 1 count of witness tampering, 2 counts of accessory, and 1 count of unlawful use of two-way communication device. So does that mean now all the charges will get transferred to Melly? Huh? Will Melly do life or even get the death penalty potentially? Let's see, bruh. All in all, he received 10 years in prison and 6 years of probation, which run concurrently, while also receiving credit for time served. So he probably finna get out soon because they've been in there for a minute, right? Heavy, huh? The deal also required Bortlen to provide a sworn statement about his role in the events. Importantly, for Melly's pending retrial, he has no obligation to testify against his co-defendant. John M. Williams, the lawyer for the family of YNW Sack Chaser, confirmed that they have already asked Bortlen's side for his disposition. Williams expressed fear for Bortlen's safety and hopes to have the statement delivered within the next 30 days. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah, bro. If he locked up, they're going to get at it. Yeah, heavy, homie. Bortlen's attorney, Joe Nascimento, emphasized that the no contest plea is not an admission of guilt. Instead, saying it was in Bortlen's best interest. In a statement to Pitchfork, furthermore, prosecutors cannot use anything he says in the statement against him or others during Melly's retrial. So what people saying he's snitching for, homie? You hear me? Is it basically because he's saying he didn't do nothing? They're just going to dump all the evidence on YNW MELLY now? Huh? You know what I mean? See what this is, man. You know, 1090 Jake, always in some black business.
Now I'm a man and I can admit when I'm wrong, and apparently damn near 90% of us were wrong. This is YNW Bortlen's other lawyer, and I tapped in with him to find out about Bortlen's snitching allegations.
Hey, 1090 Jake. Thanks for giving me the chance to clear up a lot of the confusion and just chaos that's happening online right now. It's clear that a lot of people just don't understand what has happened. In all, he was facing 5 mandatory life sentences if found guilty, plus an additional 75 years on top of that. The facts of his plea are that he has pled no contest. That's very important because that means he has not admitted guilt. He's not admitted that he's done anything wrong. And he's certainly not admitted or given information about anybody else.
I mean, yeah, so like how is it snitching? Are people assuming he's snitching because he's saying no contest, not admitting guilt? That's not rat, homie. It's not a rat, right? Allegedly. But the thing people think, I think, is because the judge, the juror, will automatically put all the blame on YNW MELLY, huh? Heavy, you hear me? If Bortlen didn't do it, well, who's left? I think that's the whole gist of it. Why people saying he ratted, et cetera, huh? But boom, if we talking actual facts, you know, actual technical facts, he's not ratting or telling on nobody, huh?
He's been found guilty, but in exchange, the state has dismissed the 2 murder counts, the conspiracy to tamper with a witness count, and the charge about directing the activities of criminal gang. He's going to be sentenced to 10 years in Florida State Prison, followed by 6 years of probation with credit for time that he has served. And he's required as a part of that to sit down and give what's called a proffer. Typically, when you hear the word proffer, especially in a criminal case, it's when a witness offers information or will explain what they would testify to if called at trial or a hearing. It's unfortunate that we use that word today in court because that's not what's going to happen in this case. Bortlen is not going to sit down and give a lengthy proffer or answer questions about what he would testify to if he were called as a witness, because we don't anticipate him being called as a witness at any trial or any hearing, especially not one involving Melly. What I can tell you is that Bortlen is not going to implicate anybody else. He's not going to provide information against anybody else. Melly's name is not even going to come out of his mouth.
See, that's the problem here. When the internet takes things and run with it, huh? You know, even if he didn't rat, say YNW's name. The internet getting people riled up. You know what I mean? This will permeate to the jail and prison where they at, the hell where they at, and got people really thinking Bortlen out here telling and snitching and ratting, homie. In all actuality, he just played no contest, huh? You know, he's not saying no names, saying saying Melly did this, Melly did that. You know. So the internet takes things and run with it without even knowing true facts, true information. Heavy, homie. You hear me? But I think the whole thing is people think automatically, oh, he took a plea deal. Oh, it's no contest. So automatically they're gonna charge Melly. No, baby. It don't work like that, huh? You know what I mean? Melly will have his own separate trial, own separate plea deal if he takes one. Period.
When he's talking to prosecutors in this case, I anticipate the conversation with the prosecutors is going to be very, very brief. And it is not going to be what everyone thinks it's going to be online, where he sits down and rats or provides information to cooperate against other people. A lot of people are saying that Bortlen's plea and his proffer are going to hurt Melly in some way and affect his trial
Right.
in the future. And again, that's absolutely untrue. YNW Bortlen is not going to be a state witness. YNW Bortlen is not going to provide information that's going to impact Melly's trial in any way. YNW Bortlen is not expected to come and provide information against anybody. So to be clear, his plea, his proffer, and anything surrounding it will have absolutely no impact on Melly's trial.
So there it is. So all the people saying this man ratting and this and that, homie, calm down with that. Calm it way the hell down, bruh. You hear me? They putting all this negative energy around this man, all this snitch energy around this man, huh? And they know he locked up. They know how to get down in jail. Care what they talking about in the civilian world, in jail, prison, you a rat, get your shit stretched, homie. Period. Poke you up, bang you up, huh? Straight up, man. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Come on, bruh. Melly's situation remains largely unchanged. Despite what is ultimately a legal win for YNW Bortlen, he will remain in Broward County Jail until the beginning of 2027. A plea deal has not been presented to him. It also does not feel like there is a much potential for that to happen in the coming months. This is a major case with plenty of moving parts, and one where prosecutors have already failed to secure an explicit criminal conviction for a defendant. In the event that Melly is found guilty, the death penalty remains a distinct possibility. However, as previously mentioned, Bortlen's deal comes with no requirement to testify against his longtime ally. But because of that, it feels safe to assume that a potentially damaging testimony against Melly by Bortlen will simply not happen. What the fuck I look like taking a deal that hurt my niggas? Bortlen asked in a recent freestyle. Joe Nascimento gave a lengthy statement to 1090 Jake, which we just heard, reiterating his client's words. Bortlen is not going to sit down and give a lengthy proffer or answer questions about what he would testify to if he were called as a witness, because we don't anticipate him being called as a witness at any trial or any hearing, especially not knowing one involving Melly. Nascimento said in part, what I can tell you is that Bortlen is not going to implicate anybody else, huh? You hear me? He's not going to provide information against anybody else. Since Bortlen has already served 4 years in jail, his earliest possible release is around the end of 2031. Damn, long time still, homie. You hear me? As more updates about the YNW MELLY case and his retrial continue to emerge, and that's what it is. So that's it, bro. But at the end of the day, stop calling this man a rat, huh? Stop calling this man a snitch, huh? Period. Because in this situation, now his lawyer could lie, could throw one in there, but I don't think he lying, bro. He took a plea deal, played no contest, and he ain't mentioned no names. Now, will he mention names? We will see. But at the end of the day, bro, the man ain't getting out to 2031. Now, if he really told and tell it, he would be getting out much earlier, in my opinion. And like the lawyer said, he took a no contest. It's his own separate trial, his own separate plea deal, and he mentioned no names. Now, we're going to wait to see how it pans out, but stop sitting up here, internet niggas, bloggers, etc., Man, running around putting that man in danger, homie, until you know for sure, know for certain, huh? You hear me? If he ratting, come on, man. Everybody think they know the law, ain't read one book about the law. Half of them don't even know one fact about what's going on. You know what I mean? Just putting stories out for the view, click, clout, guapino, federale, fettuccine, guapismo, guachismo. Huh? You hear me, dog? Stop the cat, bruh. Let it pan out, huh? How it's gonna pan out, bruh. Period. Man, fire them comments up. Let me know how you feel about the video, man. If you in Florida or you know you got the 411, got the real scoop, man, fire them comments up. You know what it is, man. Big warrior head. Babylon, stay away. Yeah. Wicked, man.